Namaste children. Welcome to the day 3 chapter 5. So far we discussed the functions of cell membrane. In that osmosis and plasmolysis we learned. Now the next topic is cell wall. Cell wall. Cell wall functions. Plant cell, fungi and bacteria will have an additional covering called, along with the cell membrane, they have an additional covering called cell wall. This is cell wall. Cell wall is made up of a complex substance called cellulose. And it gives additional support to the cell. Animal cell do not have this additional support, but plant cell, fungi and bacteria will have additional support, that is cell wall. And this cell wall, what are the functions of cell wall now which you don't know, that we are going to discuss today. Generally plant cells, few plant cells, fungi and bacteria, they may be aquatic. Aquatic means they have to sustain or withstand in hypotonic solution for a long time. What do you mean by hypotonic solution? Yesterday we discussed, where the amount of water is more and the salts are less, means our normal drinking water. Now for example, in the pond, few bacteria or some fungi are surviving. Some plants are surviving. When these plants are surviving, severe rainfall. When rainfall occurs, the concentration of water will become still more low, less. So that water content will increase. Now the plant should be in a position to withstand such type of hypotonic solution for a long time. How this happens? When cell is placed in a hypotonic solution, it will tend to absorb water. So water will be absorbed by the cell. Then what happens? The absorbed water will make the cell to bulge, swell. So when it swells, the cell membrane will pushes the cell wall because it will become bigger. I will use another color so you will understand. The cell membrane will bulges and tries to push this cell wall. In that way, the size will increase. And at the same time, the cell wall is so rigid, it will not allow the cell membrane to break down. That's why it will pushes inside. Which one will push inside? Cell wall will push the cell membrane inside. So you know balanced forces. In physics you learned balanced forces. One force is acting in the same one direction and with the same magnitude another force is acting in the another direction. So what happens? The total forces will nullify and the cell will withstand in the same situation for a longer time. So this is the main function of cell wall. For example, when the same cell placed in hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution means saline water. The water is very salty. So what happens? The cell will lose water by osmosis. This is yesterday we discussed. When it loses water, what happens? The contents of the, now the cytoplasm, every cell is having maximum amount of water. So that water comes out to the medium. This is medium, into the medium. So that what happens? There is a shrinkage of the content. It will shrink. The cell membrane will shrink in this way. In this way it will shrink. So that the contents will move away from the cell wall. This is cell wall. The first, this red one is a cell wall. I think you are able to follow. So this is cell wall. The contents will move, the cell contents will move away from the cell wall. So such cell, that is shrunken cell, now this condition is called a plasmolized cell. Plasmolized cell. So what is plasmolysis? When the cell is placed in hypertonic solution, the cell will loses water by osmosis to the medium and the contents of the cell moves away from the cell wall. So there is a shrinkage of the contents of the cell. Such process is called plasmolysis. So such cell is called plasmolized cell. So during plasmolysis also, which one will protect the plant cell, fungi and bacteria? The cell wall will protect. and animal cell will not get protection in such situations. Based on nucleus, the cells are classified into two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Pro means primitive, very old. U means having or present. What is present? Karyo. Karyo means what? Nucleus. Here karyo means what? Nucleus. So very primitive nucleus. What is primitive nucleus? Nucleus should have nuclear membrane. This already you know. So this nuclear membrane is absent for this prokaryotes. Prokaryotic cell will not have nuclear membrane, whereas eukaryotic cell will have clear nuclear membrane. Now prokaryotic cell example is bacteria. See, here I have already drawn. The diagram is there, and I am talking about page number 63, but my book is old book. If it is new book, little you see this side and that side. Maybe it is in the page number 64 or maybe in the 62. Just you go through once. Now this is the structure of bacteria. Bacteria will have cell wall, black color, and blue color cell membrane. Then the cell membrane will have many foldings. These foldings are called mesosomes. Mesosomes. See that spelling clearly. It's given in the textbook also. Then they have polysomes. What are polysomes? Like a chain. The ribosomes only, but they are primitive ribosomes. They are not well developed ribosomes. So these ribosomes are like a chain they will form. They are called polysomes. Polysomes function is same like ribosomes, but we cannot call them as ribosomes. Next, there is no differentiation between nucleoplasm and cytoplasm because there is no clear nuclear membrane. That's why this is called protoplasm. What you call? Protoplasm. Next, in this protoplasm, spirally arranged like that. Spirally arranged, one DNA will be there. The DNA you can call or chromosome you can call, but only one long piece of DNA will be there. That's why they will call it as one single chromosome. The single chromosome will be circularly present, spirally arranged. Now this is only the genetic material of the bacteria. Prokaryotic cell, just now we discussed the structure of bacteria. And what else you know? Rhizobium you know, Clostridium you know. So these Staphylococcus, those are all examples of prokaryotic cell. What are the examples of eukaryotic cell? Normal animal cell, normal plant cell you can consider as a eukaryotic cell examples. Already you know the drawing also. Now what you have to learn specially, you have to learn the structure of a bacteria. Now what are the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic? Prokaryotic, the size is 1 to 10 micrometers or microns. So they are very small. If you compare with them, they are little bigger size. Eukaryotic cells are bigger cells. Next, chromosomes, they will have only one single chromosome. That too they are arranged spirally. Here more than one chromosome. You know that human beings are having 46 chromosomes. Now nuclear region. Nuclear region means every cell will have nuclear region. You know that. So this nuclear region is undefined. Why undefined? Because it do not have any clear nuclear membrane. So as there is no nuclear membrane, the nuclear region is no differentiation. So the undifferentiated nuclear region due to the absence of nuclear membrane. Such structure is called nucleoid. What do you call it? Nucleoid. It is given in the textbook. You can go through once. Then here the clear nucleus is present. Clear nuclear region, nuclear membrane is there. That's why it is called a clear nucleus is present. Next, organelles. Organelles, you know, mitochondria is organelle, Golgi is an organelle. So membrane bound organelles like mitochondria and Golgi are absent in prokaryotes. Absent, remember, absent in prokaryotes. But membrane bound organelles like mitochondria and Golgi are present in eukaryotes. Because in last year you drew these structures. Then generally these cells are generally unicellular. Almost all cells are unicellular. In eukaryotic, sometimes they may be unicellular, but maximum are multicellular. So these are the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. It is very important concept. Very important concept. Most fundamental point of this year.